gamingfreak.com.
Hello and welcome to the Commando fitting / gameplay video. Thought I'd mix these two as the Imperial Commando AK-0 is very similar to my normal Commando fitting. I like to run 3 complex reps. Currently I'm liking the 3 complex reps with the damage mod, but in this you'll probably see I use a shield extender. I use the CRW04, the BK42, I believe, because it just won't fit. So what you'll see here is the main issue here is fitting. This was where before Charlie, when you just couldn't fit, where you could fit, sorry, an extra weapon, which was the 3rd sidearm. And you'll probably see me mention it throughout this video that it's more of a hindrance than a benefit. That's what I found, at least for my playstyle. So here you see 3 weapons. Nanohive would be ideal. So I'm just working out which one I can try and fit. That one works. Okay, let's do it. So here you can see I'm trying to upgrade as much as I can, and that's that. So here we are. We've brought the suit in. We've got a nice range on these, and as well as short range. So we were up against the same guys again and again throughout the evening, and the blues on our teams were constantly struggling. So here, what we were trying to do is just get some point defense going, and as you can see, the switching from scrambler to combat rifle, if you're quick, can be really useful. Unfortunately, there was assault dropships on the field, which was not ideal. So yeah, here we're just trying to do the point defense tactic. If you guys haven't seen it, you check out some of my older videos. There's especially in the tactics series, hence the name point defense tactic. So here, just to show that the combat rifle does have some limitations at that range, so you want to be switching back to the scrambler for that. But as you could see, I had to switch to the sidearm and then to the scrambler, which is a bit annoying. It slows down the killing because the scrambler of the range in there, it's just annoying. It would be nice if they had a better mechanic. If they did have 3 weapons, for example in Destiny, you have 3 weapons. You have a light weapon, a sidearm, and a heavy. With a heavy being either like a kind of HMG or a rocket launcher, stuff like that. But the mechanic they have is you switch weapons, normally, and then I think it's with triangle, and then to actually switch to your heavy weapon, you have to press and hold. So I think that's a good mechanic that could maybe be learnt from in Legion if you have for example, mechs. If they do bring in mechs in Legion, the fact that they would be able to carry more, maybe three kind of weapons. Let's say a knife, like a giant knife, like a main weapon and a sort of smaller weapon, but all would be pretty massive for an infantry. So that could be an interesting way of doing it. So on keyboard, for example, you could have 1, 2, 3, or if you take PlanetSide 2, for example, what they've done there is they've gone for the you scroll up or down. So whereas in Dust, if you scroll on the mouse wheel, it'll just switch to the next weapon. Whereas in PlanetSide, if you switch, you'll end up with in PlanetSide 2, if you scroll up, you'll go to the weapon that's like the number 1, for example. If you scroll down, you'll go to 2. If you scroll down, you go to 3, and then if you scroll down, you go back to 1. So I think that works well between, if you're on, for example, in this case, the combat rifle, and you decide to switch to either of the other weapons, you can decide which one by the way that you scroll the mouse wheel, or you could press a key on the keyboard, for example 1, 2, or 3. And I think that is such a small mechanic, but it adds a level of control that is just so useful to have when it comes to switching weapons and the speed at which you can switch to kill people, really, and increase your DPS by being smart on the switch. This guy was just unlucky to drop down right next to us. If he hadn't, he most likely would have got us. So yeah, as you can see, all the points are pretty much taken. So this was before the days of triple loyalty point gains, so I had to do a fair few games to get enough suits to try and get some good footage. And before the patch, this was ironically the best footage I could get with this suit. I have much better footage with other commando drop suits. I don't know why it turned out that way, but that's the way it was. But as you can see, just trying to whack out this point defense tactic. So again, I find that to really stress that the three weapons with the mechanics in place is actually really not helpful. I think there was one, at most two situations in this whole battle where it was actually genuinely useful. The rest of the time, it just no. Yeah. So I found that even though I played with that suit, I don't miss the fact that the third weapon has gone. And if anything, I think it's a benefit, because you can switch with the current mechanics to and from your weapons. Whereas on this, it's just annoying. And if you've fired all three, you've then got to reload all three. You know, you use a nano hive, you use up more ammo. So actually, yeah, not overall not helpful, sadly. I'd prefer a grenade slot on the on the commando, even with the current power grid and CPU. We'd just add that little bit more diversity, I guess, to it. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this fit should have been removed, or should be allowed, or what? You know, personally, I think it should be removed, because it's actually worse than a normal commando, in my opinion. But otherwise, you know, or do you think all commandos should have three weapons? Or, you know, but then if the mechanics changed, it might be useful. You know, so there are the limitations. I couldn't switch quick enough, as you could see there. So I think there's a situation now where it's actually useful to switch between the weapons. That's one of the few, was that moment there. So yeah, and as you can see, it's dropships in this in this game. Fair credit to them. We were kind of camping in a way, but it's all part of the tactics, I suppose, and the advantage of a situation. So we just had to keep moving. We're trying to help the blues here, but it just would not work. And again, this is the only situation. But normally when I run a commando, I normally reload constantly on the weapons, as you can see here. But what you saw there is I got lazy because I had three weapons, and actually, again, another disadvantage, because it made me lazy, put me in a bad situation. So, and then I got kettled here and then died. So good. So here you go. Join us inside. Now I'm trying to get some footage on the ground, so it's not just a complete video of us camping. And versus scouts without support, it wasn't too bad. It does a decent amount of damage, but ultimately I think the scout is still better in this situation. And it's just, you know, I wanted to switch there to take his shields out, but I had to go to the sidearm, which is really frustrating in that situation. So yeah, it's an interesting concept, but yeah, overall I don't rate it. And I got shotgunned in the back here as well by some scouts, which is really annoying. So I went back to clear these uplinks, and then proceeded to camp again, because I didn't want to do any more Amarr faction warfare for a little while. Luckily though, just enjoy this footage, because look how quick that recall time is. does not exist anymore. So I've got another video coming very soon, guys, which is kind of my reaction to the Charlie patch, and yeah, assaults are back is all I can say. You'll get to see the Ammar assault. You'll get to see the Ammar assault back in action, and it is beastly. I'm not gonna lie. Standing toe to toe with heavies is quite fun, but you'll get to see that in the next video, I think. So this was requested video by some of the viewers. Thank you for requesting. If you have any other more requests, leave a comment below. If apologies for this footage. It was the best I could get, so yeah. Please remember to leave a like, favorite and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I am going to leave you with some wonderful footage of me getting orbitaled. Obviously I was winding these guys up ever so slightly, so good game to these guys, and thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, here we go. Here comes the orbital, and I overheat as well, so I didn't even have time to run or try to run. Just bullied. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.